Hi Year 3, hope you're all feeling good today. So a quick rewind to our learning from yesterday. Yesterday we were learning all about prepositions. My turn preposition, your turn. Well done. Now prepositions are used to describe time, place and movement. Your turn. Prepositions describe. Well done. So here on the screen, you can see some examples of words that are prepositions to describe time, place, and movement. And yesterday we were great at using these prepositions in different sentences. Now, something that I didn't mention yesterday, but I'm sure lots of you have already figured out, is that some prepositions can have more than one meaning. For example, here you can see that on can be a preposition of time and place. For example, on Monday describes the time that something happens. On is the preposition that describes when something happened. On can also be a preposition of place and position. On my head. The pencil is on my head. On is used to describe the place of the pencil, the position of the pencil. Now, let's see if you can identify these prepositions before we move on to today's learning. So you need to find the fib here. We have got 3 sentences, and in each of those sentences, a preposition is highlighted. Or is it? What is the fib here? Which sentence doesn't have a preposition highlighted? Pause the video and talk about that with somebody around you. Okay, let's take each sentence at a time and use our knowledge of prepositions to find the fib. So sentence number 1, the dog ran under the table. The word that is highlighted is under. Is this a preposition? The dog ran under the table. Under is describing the direction and the movement of the dog. Under is a preposition of movement. So this word under is a preposition. This isn't a fib. Let's look at sentence number 2. The hot air balloon flew over the town. Here's my hot air balloon flying over my town. My highlighted word is flew. Is that a preposition? Flew is describing the action that is happening. The hot air balloon is flying. Flew, if it's an action word, flew is a verb. This is my fib. What is the preposition in this sentence? The hot air balloon flew over the town. It flew over the town. Where is it flying? Over the town. It is moving over the town. Over is the preposition in this sentence. And finally, I brushed my teeth before I went to bed. The highlighted word is before. Is this a preposition? Prepositions describe time, place, and movement. It links two nouns, noun phrases, or pronouns together, describes the relationship between them. I brushed my teeth before I went to bed. The teeth are brushed before I go to bed. Before is a preposition of time. It describes when the teeth are brushed in relation to going to bed. Well done, Year 3. Now, today, we are going to be learning to use prepositional phrases. How old learning is retrieved. We have learnt and used prepositional phrases before. Why? So that we can describe Theseus's journey into the labyrinth. So let's remind ourselves what a prepositional phrase is. So here you can see a simple sentence. Theseus tied the string around a large rock. Now, a prepositional phrase always includes a preposition, and we're really great at identifying prepositions. Now, the prepositional phrase in this sentence is around a large rock. Here I have a group of words that includes the preposition around. My prepositional phrase includes a preposition And another top tip to help you remember, it includes the other noun, pronoun, or noun phrase that your preposition is linking to. So here, the string is being tied around a large rock. My two nouns that my preposition is linking together is my string and my large rock. Okay, this prepositional phrase includes the rock. Okay, a prepositional phrase always includes a preposition. Let's write that into our books. So let's write our dates first. Today it is Wednesday or Wednesday, if we're using that trick to help us spell. The 10th of February or February, again, if we're using that trick. 2021. In English, we are learning about prepositional phrases. I'm going to use my ruler to underline. Okay, let's write that key knowledge. A prepositional phrase always includes a preposition. The clue is in the name, prepositional phrase. We know a phrase is a group of words. A prepositional phrase is a group of words that includes a preposition. So here I'm going to write includes a preposition. And then I'm going to write an example here. So the example from our sentence just then was around a large rock. I'm going to underline my preposition. That's a really good tip today, because the way that you're going to be able to check that you have used a prepositional phrase is by underlining that preposition. It can't be a prepositional phrase without the preposition. And here, if you want to show and describe this prepositional phrase, here's my rock. And remember, my string was being tied around the rock. Pause the screen and write that key knowledge into your books now, Year 3. Okay, so now let's use this knowledge of what we know a prepositional phrase is to identify prepositional phrases in some sentences ourselves. So remember, our why today is describing Theseus's journey in the labyrinth, and we're using prepositional phrases to describe that. So here we can see two stages of Theseus's journey inside the labyrinth. And these are clips from our video that we watched last week. So here, let's focus on this first part and sentence here. So here, we can see Theseus entering the labyrinth, and there's Ariadne there, giving him his ball of string. Our sentence says, Theseus walked down the stairs. Now, I need to identify the prepositional phrase in this sentence. And this is going to be my turn now, Year 3, to do this. So I just want you to watch and listen. So I know that a prepositional phrase always includes a preposition. So the first thing that I'm going to do now is identify the preposition in this sentence. Theseus walked down the stairs. My preposition describes time, place, or movement. My preposition is down. Down is describing where Theseus walked, describing the relationship between Theseus and the stairs, my two nouns. So now I'm going to highlight my preposition. I haven't finished because I need to identify and highlight the prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase is a group of words that includes my preposition. Theseus walked down Down where? Down the stairs. Down the stairs is my whole prepositional phrase. I can use that top tip from earlier. Does my prepositional phrase include the other noun, pronoun, or noun phrase? Yes, it does. In this sentence, it's the stairs. My preposition down is linking Theseus to the stairs. There was a key point in that process, children, and that was identifying the preposition first before you find the rest of the prepositional phrase. So it's your turn now. So here we have another sentence describing this part of Theseus's journey in the labyrinth here. The sentence says he walked past a broken stone wall. Can you identify the prepositional phrase in this sentence? Pause the screen and have a go at that now. Okay, let's see if you are right. First, identify the preposition. Well done. He walked past a broken stone wall. He is my pronoun that's describing Theseus. Walked past a broken stone wall. My other noun is the wall, the broken stone wall. What is my preposition that links these two nouns together? Well, my pronoun and my noun. What's the relationship between them? Theseus walked past. Where did he walk? He walked past. My preposition is past. It's describing the direction that Theseus moved in. We haven't finished. We need to identify the prepositional phrase. He walked past. Past where? Past a broken stone wall. Past a broken stone wall is my prepositional phrase. It includes my preposition, and if we're challenging ourselves, it includes that second noun, the wall. Great work, Year 3. Now, the next part of today's learning episode is going to be creating and writing our own prepositional phrases. Okay, and we're going to be using them to describe two parts of Theseus's journey inside the labyrinth. So let's just watch that short clip to remind ourselves of the types of things that Theseus does in this part of the myth. Okay, so here we go. Let's remind ourselves of what happens when Theseus is inside the labyrinth.
Are you brave, Theseus, or just a fool? Why waste your life when you can live to return another day and fight King Minos?
Your offer is tempting, Ariadne, but I cannot desert my people. They've put their faith in me.
Wait, Theseus! Tie this thread around your belt. It is the strongest silk woven from the loom of Athena herself. I don't want to lose you.
Don't worry. I won't get lost. Great Zeus! Only a monster could live in a place like this. Minotaur.
Okay, so that short clip there just showed us Theseus's journey inside the labyrinth to the point where he meets the Minotaur. Let me just put my face back on here because I've just realised that I'm not on. Here we go. Hello. Now, it's important that we use our prepositional phrases today to describe Theseus's journey inside the labyrinth so that our reader really understands the direction that he moved in, what he saw, so that they can really feel what it was like for Theseus and imagine it. It would be really boring, wouldn't it, if we just wrote, Theseus went in the labyrinth and found the Minotaur. It's not very descriptive. So that's why we're using these prepositional phrases today. So let's have a go at writing our own prepositional phrases now. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's think about this image here. This is after Theseus has walked down the stairs into the labyrinth. We're going to use this preposition list here to help us create our prepositional phrases. We need to choose which preposition to use before we add on the other words in our prepositional phrase. So here we can see Theseus. I want to describe where he is moving, the direction he is moving. And I know here that he's walking underneath, you can't quite see it here, but I remember from the video, he's walking under an archway, okay? And even there in my description, I've used a preposition. Can you remember what it was? He walked under the archway. Super, it's this preposition here, under. Okay, now I'm not writing the whole sentence, I'm just writing the prepositional phrase. So I'm going to write down here that preposition first, because I know I need that in my prepositional phrase. So Theseus walks under where? How do I make this a prepositional phrase? Well, he walked under the archway. There is my prepositional phrase, a group of words that includes a preposition. And remember that top tip, I'm going to underline my preposition so that I know this is a prepositional phrase. I also know this is a prepositional phrase, but because it includes my noun phrase, the archway. Okay, let's look at the second one together. So who can remember this part from Theseus's journey? Where as he was walking around the labyrinth, he spotted, didn't he, this spooky skeleton that was nestled inside one of the walls of the labyrinth. After that, remember, he turned back and ran away. I want to again think of a preposition to describe the direction that Theseus moves in as he sees the skeleton. I can remember that he walked past the skeleton. Okay, so again there, I've used my preposition. Which one was it from this list? Well done, it was past. I'm going to write that down first. It's my first word in my prepositional phrase. He walks past a skeleton. I want to challenge myself today. I might even want to add in an adjective there. Past a deadly skeleton. Past a deadly skeleton. This is a prepositional phrase because it includes my preposition. I'm going to underline that. And then it includes more words. And those other words describe my other noun, the skeleton. So here you can see how you can use these prepositions to create your prepositional phrases. And that's what you're going to be doing today, year 3. So today, year 3, I would like you to use your understanding of prepositional phrases and you're going to create your own. So you're going to act out Theseus's journey inside the labyrinth. So what I want you to do today is act out Theseus moving through the labyrinth and think about the direction that he's moving in, because that's going to help you think about your prepositions and prepositional phrases. Can you create a labyrinth in your house, okay, and pretend to be Theseus moving around it? That sounds like good fun. You could even use your stairs to act out that first part of Theseus leaving Ariadne and entering the labyrinth. Then what you're going to do is use prepositional phrases to describe his journey at different stages. And you've got to remember here in that thought bubble, use my preposition map to help you think about your preposition in those phrases. You're going to write those prepositional phrases on a storyboard or record them on 2Animate on Purple Mash. So everybody's going to write down these prepositional phrases on a storyboard, and then you've got the choice of today recording them on 2Animate on Purple Mash. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. let me show you how you can do this in your book today. So you can draw a line under your key knowledge, and then what you can do is in your margin write the number 1, because this is going to be the first part of Theseus's journey into the labyrinth. Okay, so in your book you're going to record those different stages of him moving through the labyrinth. You're going to use prepositional phrases to describe them. Now I know the first part, and you know that the first part of Theseus's journey is him coming down the stairs. Okay, so I'm going to draw Theseus here. Then I'm going to draw my arrow to show him moving down the stairs. Okay, now I've managed to do quite a straight line there, but I should have used my ruler, shouldn't I, year 3? I need to practice what I preach. So there we go, use your ruler for your arrows. The arrows are useful because they are showing us the direction and the movement of Theseus, and that's going to help us think about prepositions. Now, we know from earlier that an example of a prepositional phrase to describe this is down the stairs. We identified that earlier. So now, underneath that, I'm going to write that prepositional phrase, down the stairs. I'm going to underline the preposition. So remember, we're not writing full sentences today, just the prepositional phrases. Then after that, I can move on to my next page and I can write number 2. Again, I know from the video that the next stage is Theseus walking under that archway, okay? So I can draw that next stage here. So I'm going to draw my archway, and it almost had lots of rocks crumbling off it, didn't it? So I can draw them on here. Here's my rocks. I've got some crumbling to the floor because the labyrinth's so old. And here's Theseus, and he's walking under the archway. So if I think about my prepositions here, I'm going to use that preposition under to start my prepositional phrase. Under where? Under the, I'm going to use an adjective, like the rocks are crumbling. So I'm going to use under the crumbling archway. Under the crumbling archway is my prepositional phrase. I'm going to underline my preposition under. And then you will continue that for all of the stages of Theseus's journey into the labyrinth. I want you to stop at the point where Theseus meets the Minotaur, because we've already written sentences for that part last week. Remember, you can use the video to help you remember those different stages. And also remember, you can act out these different stages in your homes and at school today too. Now, the second part of today's learning episode is using Purple Mash to show these, show Theseus's journey and record your prepositional phrases. So let me show you how to do that now. Okay, so on Purple Mash, you have been set a to-do today, and that is to use To Animate, which is this program here. So let me show you what I've created, and then I'll show you how you can do this today. So let me press play so that you can see. Down the stairs, down the stairs, down the stairs. So here you can see Theseus walking down the stairs. I've used an animation to show that movement of Theseus, and I've recorded my prepositional phrase from my book over the top. So here you can see this happening in my animation. And what you can do today is build up those different stages of Theseus's journey in the labyrinth to create his whole journey. So let me show you how to do that. So when you're on To Animate, you need to click on your frames to create your animations. Now I need to add a frame here for the next part of Theseus's journey, which is him moving under a crumbling archway. So you need to create different frames to show the stages of that movement. So here, the first thing I'm going to do is draw my crumbling archway. I'm just going to do this really quickly. So here you can see the rocks crumbling off. Then I'm going to draw Theseus at the front of that archway. He's not under it yet. Now my next frame is going to show Theseus now moving underneath the crumbling archway. My next frame is going to show him moving even closer underneath the crumbling archway. So now he is directly underneath it. And then my final frame is going to show him coming out of the crumbling archway. Okay. You can, of course, add more detail to your images. So here are my frames that show Theseus's movement under the crumbling archway. Now, to record your prepositional phrase over this, you need to click on your first frame from that part of the journey, and you need to click on this button here, which is Add Sound. Then you just need to record your prepositional phrase. So my prepositional phrase is under the crumbling archway. So I'm going to record that now. So you click record and you click the record circle button here. Under the crumbling archway. And you click the square to stop that. Then I need to click done. And hopefully when I press play, this is going to show my prepositional phrase over the animation. Let's see. So you just click the play button here to watch. Down the stairs, under the crumbling archway. Down the stairs. And that's worked. So you can see here that I'm starting to build up Theseus's journey inside the labyrinth, and I'm recording my prepositional phrases over the top. So by the end of today, you would have recorded that whole journey. So hopefully you're looking forward to taking on this Purple Matter Challenge today. Make sure, here I am again, hello, make sure that you've written your prepositional phrases in your books before you record, so that you have definitely got them first and you know that you can create them yourselves using your prepositions. Enjoy today. We're looking forward to seeing all of the creative work that you produce. Super Work Year 3. See you tomorrow. Bye.